Well, thank you, dear.
Welcome to Patchwork here on WYKE-TV. We're coming to you from our studio at LeCanto at the Key Training Center. As always, we love on Patchwork to introduce you to some of the people that are bringing exciting new things to our community. And there's activities and cultural events. And sometimes I think we just surprise people. In Citrus County, there are so many interesting things to do. But it's because of the people here that really care and go to great lengths to make these events for us. We've got a new one that's coming up, and it shouldn't surprise you that it's being hosted by the Inverness Women's Club, who have just got a great reputation for doing some really innovative ways to not only raise money for their organization and things they do, but to bring us just some great things that we can go to. So join me in welcoming our guests from Inverness Women's Club. We have Sandra Kuntz and Rosemarie Herringshaw. Did I say that right? I'm gonna
That's right. You got it right.
Good. I think this is a wonderful thing. This is a festival of books, okay? Where did this come from, okay? Because it's just so novel.
One of our members thought about it, and the board blessed it, and we have just gone from there, and it has just taken off.
Has anyone been to one of these or based on something like this? Or
My sister, who is a member of the club, is an author, and I had gone with her to a festival of books similar to this up in Yulee, and the Amelia Island, actually, book festival. The first year it started, and it has just grown up there, and I kept thinking, you know, what could we do here? And it's been working for about 5 years in my mind to do it, and several others that we've talked to. It hasn't just come from me, and so it's
going to happen.
It's just a wonderful thing.
I know it. It's
and
really.
I think people are getting excited about it, and we've been told many times, this is new. Nothing has gone on like this. So.
Well, let's explain to the people who are watching, because we say Festival of Books, and that really doesn't, we need a really long title that says what it is, because it's almost like a celebration of authors too, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. The whole festival will be, first of all, we'll have writing seminars, which we will be asking people to buy tickets for those for $10 for all 6 seminars.
Okay.
And then getting in to see the authors is completely free. And they can look at their books, they can talk to the authors, they can get signatures from the authors that day. And the authors are really excited about it.
And these are all local,
These
regional?
are all local authors. We've identified more than 50 in the county, and 30
Is that
of them.
surprising to you?
No, I cannot believe how many professional people we have, even musicians, besides the authors.
There are neighbors, and we don't even know it sometimes.
That's
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
Did you put out a call, or did you all know them? How did you identify these authors?
Actually, the Inverness Library, the Lakes Region Library, had an event this year, and they had started working on a list. They had an email list.
Wow,
they
did some of the work for you.
addresses, and they worked with us so beautifully to help us identify them. And then, thanks to the Chronicle and articles that we've had in the Chronicle, people came out and said, you didn't email me and ask me, I'd like to be in it. So they're excited about it.
Yeah.
And this gal works at the library, so she knows.
Yeah, so that was kind of your expertise.
I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be there every day of the week. It's only twice a week, but I would be there every day of the week.
Good for you, because I think books, it's something that I'm hoping, in all the technology and everything, I still think books, I love holding them. I think they're part of our life, and we never want to forget that. There's nothing like that. But to write one. Now, Sandra, of course, know you from the Chronicle and the Visitor thing. Writer, have you ever written a book?
Never had an interest in writing a book.
And
I still don't have an interest.
I don't know
in writing a book.
whether I could either. I don't know whether I could carry that length of it.
You want to? Do.
Oh.
I would really love to write a book, but it's just that's why we're having this festival. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I am so excited about it, because I can go to someone and say, how do I start?
How do you do it? Yeah.
How can I possibly start this?
Yeah.
And they will, I'm sure, be glad to help me. The cost. The cost of what it takes to have it published, and I would like to write a journal type book.
See, probably that would be something that I could, do.
One of our seminars actually is going to be on memoir writing, and it's the last one of the day. But people are very passionate about getting memoirs down, and all of us have that in us.
Yeah.
We have stories from our childhood that, even though we don't think that they are anything that anyone wants to listen to, 50 and 60 years have changed a lot in the world, even though we sometimes don't realize it. So these two people are very passionate about the memoir writing.
Part of it, yeah.
And then you mentioned the electronic age. Of course, everyone's looking at Kindles and ebooks.
Yeah.
And we have a seminar where one of our people will be addressing those.
Very good.
And how, if you do publish a book, how do you go about getting
we're on
in the electronic age?
We're on the seminar, so let's go on and talk more about the seminars. Now, how did y'all develop them and the speakers? But I mean, because you've got some very learned people to lead these, and it's very impressive.
We have some wonderful people. Again, the library helped us get started. I started with contacting the person who had published my sister's book. Mm-hmm. And she came up with some ideas, and then we talked to the library, and one person, suggests someone else and someone else and someone else, and they just came together.
Wow.
And I am just amazed at the number of talented people we have that are giving these seminars.
I think when people look at the lineup of this, it's going to be like, wow, this is right here in Citrus County and Inverness. This is something that people are going to look at and say, this is really very professionally done, very well organized, and I think people are really going to love it. And like we said, it's going to be a tradition. Now we're going to do this every year.
We're hoping so, because we're already thinking about seminars we can have for next year. So we hope it's
sure.
We just visualize downtown Inverness with all of the facilities there and the theater they're trying to restore as being, 4 or 5 years from now, this program will fill up downtown Inverness.
And just something that we look forward to.
So
and
we're hoping that will happen.
When is that, we're going to have
of course, we have Piers Anthony now. He's not any bad draw for us. We just are so fortunate that he's willing to come out and be part of this.
Well, you guys must have really impressed him, because he tends to want to be to himself there and everything. And I think for most people know the name, and of course for sci-fi lovers, they just are just thrilled. I mean, this is like one of the best.
Even the youth have been crazy.
Yeah.
This is not just for senior citizens.
Oh, no.
This is for the young journalists on the
Yes.
road
And
coming up
Piers
there
is-
ready to learn and wanting to find out how do I do this?
Oh, this is going to be fun. Yeah.
No.
Well, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to make sure that everybody knows how to get there and the times and what to expect more at this Festival of Books. So stay with us here on Patchwork, and we're going to be telling you more from our visitors here from the Inverness Women's Club.
Oh, there was another song.
Welcome back to Patchwork, where we're talking with our guests from Inverness Women's Club. We have Sandra Kuntz and Rosemarie Herringshaw here telling us about the Festival of Books that's coming up on January 29th. And you know what? We get so excited talking about this. Let's give people the specifics on this. January 29th, correct? That's Saturday?
That is right.
Okay. Give me some times here. What times do we show up?
The first seminar starts at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And the last one will end about 4:30. So 9 to 5.
Do we need to get advance tickets for any of these?
We're selling tickets beginning at 8:30 in the morning on the day of the festival.
All right, but not any
advance. And we think that's going to work out okay. We hope we have 200 people waiting at the door to buy tickets. It would be good if anyone were to come and be there by 8:30.
Okay. And then you can buy them per seminar, or you can buy for the whole day, correct?
Right. You can buy, for $10, you can get to all 6 seminars.
Okay.
And for $5, if someone wants to just come to one seminar,
Okay.
they can
They
buy
can pick out the one that they wanna go to.
one they want to go to.
Okay.
One of the more popular ones, as far as entertainment is concerned, we're going to have a Florida folk storyteller, and she's going to talk about the phosphate mining in Citrus County. She's done this. She puts on a character presentation, and she will be doing this, and it's geared for adults. It's not a children's type thing. So a lot of people, including my husband, want to go and see her.
Yeah.
So that's going to be one we think that will be very popular just by itself. And it's for anyone. It's not just for people who want to write. So just an entertaining thing.
Oh, I think the whole day.
Should be interesting.
We have a lady who writes poetry, and she's going to just entertain with poetry. But then we have a seminar that is serious for people who really are serious about writing.
Now, how long do these last? What are they
Most
doing?
of them are about 45 minutes.
Okay. All right, and they're going to be upstairs, downstairs. Where are they going to be?
Upstairs in
taking
the courthouse for all the seminars.
Okay, and then, but now there's going to be the authors are going to be downstairs. Then is that where we go for that, or tell me?
That's
how you
going to
play
be an
that.
interesting thing in
You're
the
giggling, it's like,
courthouse.
okay.
That is really going to be interesting. They are going to be down the hallways and possibly in some of the display rooms, depending on how much room we end up with tables spread around the courthouse.
Okay.
But they will all be very visible. And
when they start, when do they start? Is that are
they
gonna be there all day?
they
or-
will start technically at 9 o'clock, but they'll all be there earlier too. But we are there's not a lot of space.
Oh, that'll make it.
But I think everyone's going to see every author that's there.
That's right.
And I don't think it's going to be too crowded. It just because we'll have them on one side of each corridor, and we'll have signs pointing them. If they end up in another room, we'll have 2 or 3 in a room, so they won't be isolated. So
and y'all will be our hostesses, so
and
you'll
we
show
will
us
be
where to go.
we'll
and
be
everything.
hostesses
Got
in
your
our
new shirts,
beautiful
okay.
shirts.
White shirt.
Yeah, we bought these especially for this event,
good.
so
So
that
we'll
all
have-
of our members who will be hostesses will be dressed alike.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be any
And,
trouble
so
for
we'll
us
be very
to
visible.
get around or anything,
Right.
you know. And I love the venue just of being downtown Inverness around the courthouse too.
Oh,
I just think
yes.
having a day, you know, to be in like that. Of course, your good thing it's inside. If it's bad weather, you don't have to worry about
Right.
it.
And they take a lunch break, and
Yeah.
they can walk through our beautiful little town.
And then come
have
back
some
for the-
lunch, or just enjoy the parks.
Sure.
Which are so beautiful.
Sure. Now, how many authors in all are we going to squeeze in down?
We have 30 authors. Now, some of the authors are also presenters upstairs,
be-
so they
yeah.
won't be there, but 30 altogether.
Wow.
And
all different kinds, right? I
all
mean,
different kinds. We have science fiction, we have religious writing, we have historical fiction, we have World War II, we have memoirs. We have a cookbook.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah.
we have a little bit of everything.
Oh, I think that's great. Now, were most of these, were you like, when working at the library, were you familiar with them? I mean, you had seen these? or-
Actually, no, I went to the library book, I think it was, what was it called? A book festival at the library?
A Meet the Author? Or
Meet the
something,
Author Day,
something like that,
for
yeah.
Citrus County
Yeah.
authors,
Right,
yes.
and we our women's club did all of the serving. We had cookies and punch. We volunteered for that, and I was able to meet. Everyone was able to meet all of the authors there if they wanted to, or purchase a book. Or it was very successful from what I hear, and the library was absolutely
I'm sure.
joy.
Yeah.
They really were.
But for the authors too, I think that it's a good way for them to
Yes.
get out, you know.
One of the things that is true about self-published, and a lot of these are self-published, not all of them, they don't get into the big $1 million bookstores. They just don't get there. So this is a great venue, the one the library had, the one we're having, to get these books out there. And they're wonderful books. It's just that there are so many wonderful books that the big guys just don't look at
Sure.
them that often anymore.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't stop trying if I were one of those people.
And this is helpful for people to know the different opportunities that
That's
there are.
right.
You know, and I think sometimes, like you said, it's so awesome to think, you know,
It is.
what to do with it when you've written something. You know, where do you go with it? And wouldn't it be fun if somebody actually goes to this in like the next year that they
Wouldn't that be nice? And then maybe next year we'll have more authors.
Yeah, oh, sure.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, yeah. And then, too, I think, if, like you said, if they have a good experience, if they're successful, if they sell their books, and like, you know, then they'll be back, too. So it will become,
sure.
you know, a tradition. Any surprises as far as authors that we had here? Anything that you go, oh, my goodness, I didn't know they were right here. A cookbook, that's interesting, too.
I think everyone will be surprised at the quality of the books that we have. I don't know about surprises as far as the venue. Oh, we have a murder mystery too that will be there, or true life murder. So
There's Harry Cooper, who's going to talk about the Nazis and where the Nazis went after the war. That ought to be very interesting.
Wow. Now, is he published too? Is Harry?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
So these are people that are like you said, are regular
And
neighbors.
some of them, have they not all become famous or have been, what about Pierce Anthony?
Well, he's very famous.
yeah, he's very.
That's what I'm saying. So they're not all completely not famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them have had good
One
luck.
of our presenters is in the process of turning one of her books into a movie. She's been asked for movie rights.
Really?
So that's exciting to we'll come and find out who she is and what she's doing.
You know what I
trying
think
to
would
think about
be
any
really
other-
fun too, and I think we want to definitely encourage our students and our children to come to this because
That's my big hope.
If we could inspire, you know, if they could see like, wow, I could become published, wouldn't that be great to say that this is what started that?
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful.
That's the reason I felt so important for them to the college.
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
You know, get to those
Right.
journalistic
Get to those journalists and
teachers
those writers.
that are one.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to take another short break and come back and find out more about what your organization is doing and everything that you guys had to do to make this possible. So stay with us here on Patchwork. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Patchwork, where we're learning so much about the Festival of Books. It's going to be on January 29th from the Inverness Women's Club is bringing this. And our guests, Sandra Krutz and Rosemarie Herringshaw, are just, they're great here. So join me in welcoming back here. And guys, I'm looking at this fire because I don't want to miss anything because this is just amazing, everything that's going on. And one of the things here, it says buy and sell antique books. So I don't want to leave that out. Tell me what.
I forgot about that, and that's going to be a very important part of the day. We have a gentleman from St. Pete who his specialty is buying and selling antique books. He goes to book festivals and he does appraisals. I thought to begin with he was going to buy books, but he told me, he said, that's a conflict of interest. I can't evaluate books and tell them what they are worth and then buy them.
Yeah.
So he actually is just going to come and he's going to appraise anyone's book. We're going to charge $5 for that because otherwise we'd have somebody like Rosemarie who would bring 15 books with her and be asking for appraisals. So $5 for each book. And he will give those appraisals, and we're going to put him in a room by himself, and we're actually going to set up chairs, 15 chairs in there, so that people who are waiting can, like an antique roadshow.
Yeah.
They will be listening, they can listen to his appraisals while they're waiting to have their book appraised. So that's going to be a fun thing, we think.
Oh, and how exciting if somebody finds out that they really have something.
Well,
Yeah.
probably they can go to him later and say, would you buy my book? Which, of course, whatever he appraises it for will not be what he will buy it for.
Yeah.
But
he could probably tell us the process.
Sure,
too,
and most people that have these books don't want to let them go anyway.
You just want to tell everybody what they're worth.
One of our authors told me he has an original James Fenimore Cooper book first edition. It's a family thing.
And he's not going to let go of
you
it.
know,
He just
so
wants to know the value of it.
you know he's not going to get rid of that, but he
Yeah.
might want to see, you know, what this man thinks it's worth. So that's going to be a really,
That'll
really
be fun.
neat
And that'll
part.
be downstairs in the courthouse.
That's going to be downstairs in one of the rooms. Actually, if anyone knows the courthouse, it's the office where all of the antique
Okay.
documents are stored.
Yeah.
They're turning the museum courthouse. They've just been tremendous.
It's just such a fitting venue
They've
for this.
just
So
have
it all
just
yes.
gone out of their way to help
Yeah.
us.
Well, I'm sure they're tickled to
Yeah.
have it.
Everyone
there, too, though.
has,
It's gonna,
you know,
but
everyone
it's
has.
showing off everything. Now, I want to make sure that we have talked about all these seminars. Amazing. But now I'm seeing here we have a travel. Did we talk about travel experiences or?
I don't think, and that's the
Okay.
first one because
Okay.
that's going to be the one that they need to get there
The
early
first one,
for.
so- okay.
And that's really interesting. We have the gentleman who writes for the Chronicle, and people are very familiar, I'm sure, with Neil Sawyer, and would be interested in meeting him and maybe
Yeah.
talking one-on-one
he's
with him.
wonderful talking to,
But
too,
he's
yes.
he's going to be there for us, and then another girl that. Is coming, Claudine. She actually writes a column for the Ocala paper and the Gainesville Sun and several others. And she teaches out at the college in how to publish your book. But she's doing this for us. And all these gals and gentlemen, they're all coming to do this for us for free. So we are
Absolutely, yes.
many
So
other.
y'all have been pretty good sales.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness! They've
Well,
just been
this
so,
woman is fantastic.
they've just been so good because they get paid to go to these other places and do these seminars.
Yeah.
So we are so grateful that they're helping us out and
Well, and I think this is a good time really to plug your organization too, because I know you two have probably just been up to your eyeballs on this, but you've got a lot of hard workers. You've got a lot of dedicated people
We do.
in your group.
We do.
I have seen some of the things that y'all do, and it's just amazing, and it must feel good just to,
It
to
is.
be part of this. Now, you're a relatively newcomer to the
Yes,
group,
I
right?
am. And I'm working real hard
Yeah.
to be a pro at this.
Well, you got one of the pros, right?
I know, and she's teaching me. No, we do some pretty wonderful things.
Yeah.
Did you happen to know that we also started the library system in here, Citrus County?
It was the women's club that started it?
it was
Really?
way back when. And we've actually talked to someone who used to check out books at the Women's Club Library in Inverness when she was a little girl.
Wow.
I wish she would
the
come forward again because we'd love to have her come and talk to our club. But you know, that was something they did. Women's clubs all over the United States did this.
one of their missions,
That
yeah.
was their thing before any funding became available. And I actually talked to some of the library people this week, and they mentioned the fact that when they came here and our library system in Citrus County was not started, that the one in Inverness was the only one here.
Yeah.
So he remembered, and so it's been a good connection. But
I remember our small library in Inverness. I remember taking my girls there for the story time
Yes.
and this. But when you think of like how big our beautiful our libraries
Isn't
are
it?
now,
It has
yeah.
really grown, and we have
Really.
so many things available. Actually, some of these classes that we are having, some of these presenters, do so much in our local library system too. They do have seminars that are free for the public, so they're passionate about books and how to get them before the public. So
I think
it's
just
a
meeting
good-
all of these people and having
good-
them all in one place at one time is just going to be unbelievable. I mean,
It's
what an
gonna be
exciting
fun.
day.
Yes.
But one of the things that we tell people when they join the Women's Club or they come as visitors, we are not a social club. We don't come there just to have cookies
Yeah.
and tea and look at one another. We are there to work, and we do have a lot of people that they join. They say, "You work too hard," and but they always support us. And
Yes.
and we have several of our members that are quite elderly now. They're going to come to the book festival and sit and help sell tickets. You know,
Oh, yeah.
they may not be able to get out there and do our garage sales.
Right.
Or a lot, but that's
Which we
what-
have, garage
that's
sale,
what kind of
card
support
party,
we
yes.
have. You know?
But I tell you what, every time I've ever been to anything that you put on, you certainly look like you're having a good time.
We do,
We are.
and we try to do it with quality, and that's
And that was my next thing. It's
That's-
you can guarantee that when you guys have an event, okay, that it is a quality event. That
It's from the
something-
heart.
It really is, yeah. but there's a lot of hands that have to pull
Right.
together to make
And
that work.
I probably need to get a plug in for something that's coming up. We're having a fashion show on the February the 12th, and that is going to, all the funds are going to Cub. Everything that we make that day.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that we tell
So-
people.
Yes,
about that
it's gonna
too.
be at
Well, I
Citrus
wish we had
Hill.
more time to brag about everything you're doing, but please tell all the members how much we appreciate this. It's going to be extremely successful, and make sure to put January 29th on your calendar for the Festival of Books that's going to be in downtown Inverness at the courthouse for the Inverness Women's Club. It will be quite an event. We hope to see you there.